Hey, welcome everybody to our Tuesday team day call. First Tuesday of the month we do this call. So if you're a brand new Pet Pro, welcome. We're glad that you're here. Glad that whether you're watching live or after the fact, we're just glad you're here. And the purpose of the call, we do this so that you can know what's going on. And if you have questions, of course, this is the place to ask questions, because I promise you, if you have a question, there's somebody else that has the same one. So we want to make sure that you pipe up and let us know what questions you may be having. I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, perfect. That should help. So we really want this to be interactive. So if you're not able to use your, if you're not able to speak, then of course use the chat. Some people, you're in a spot where you can't talk. So use the chat option. We'll answer questions there. But the purpose is to just ask questions, get a little bit of training, learn about this month's incentives, and we're going to do some shout outs as well. Talk about who's been doing some great things this month, and
of course we'll follow that all up with a cool drawing.
Yes.
And that's what I'm doing, is writing down everybody's name who's here on the call. So
yes.
Stick around, stay with us, because you must be present to win.
Yeah, we always say that. Must be present. We got to stay here for the whole training, but we keep this short. This will be 30 minutes. It's just really a quick overview. So if you don't know who we are, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. And we also want Kathleen to introduce herself as well. So, we can start off that we are Matt and Trisha. Matt, obviously.
Yeah, Matt, Trisha.
And Trisha. And we are Pet Pros with pawTree. I'm not going to say our title yet. I might be giving it away, but we have a fun announcement later. So we are, we've been with pawTree for 5 years. In January, we hit our 5-year mark. And it's funny because we love what we do. This has been so fun. We've had a really exciting 5 years, highs and lows and everything in between. But it's really fun to be at this phase of the business. But you have to remember that we were once a brand new Pet Pro ourselves. And sometimes I have to remember that as well.
Wide-eyed, deer in the headlights look, not having a clue what we were doing.
Yes, none whatsoever. But I think one of my favorite things that I like to share with new Pet Pros is we have not ever had any sales experience ever. This is our first sales experience ever. So I like to highlight that no matter where you are in your journey, we certainly can help you, whether you're a brand new Pet Pro or much further along in your journey. We're here to help, and Kathleen is as well. So we have 5 children. We have 2 dogs. We're dog sitting right now, so we have 3 dogs. And it was just a house full. It's been a zoo all day, but it's a lot of fun. We really enjoy it. Anything I'm missing, Matt?
No, the only thing we like to add to that is that it makes us full-time parents and part-time pawTreers, because of course, family comes first, and family is important. But we also love this business, as Trisha said, and want to make the most of it and build it big and see all of you succeed as well. So here we are, and let's get going.
Yeah, let's get going. Well, we'll introduce Kathleen as well. So Kathleen is a VP. Her team is very much involved in, a lot of you on here roll up to Kathleen as your VP. So we work together, we collaborate together. I appreciate Kathleen on so many levels. She's a wonderful business partner. That's one thing you learn as you rank up, as you advance in the compensation plan, that you really rely on your team for ideas, for inspiration, for, when I'm down, I can call Kathleen and say, Kathleen, lift me up. And she can do the same. If she's having a down day, she calls me, and it's just a really great partnership. So I'm grateful for Kathleen and her friendship, her mentorship, because she's just as much a mentor as a business partner. And she, if you didn't know, was Pet Pro of the Year last year, which I think is so important to highlight, that out of everybody in the company, every single Pet Pro in the company, Kathleen was chosen, and she very much earned and deserves the Pet Pro of the Year award for 2018. So Kathleen, if you want to take a minute and introduce yourself, I'll unmute you here. Go ahead and just tell us anything that we may have missed about you.
Wow, Trisha, thank you. My head got a little bit bigger, I think. Thank you. I want to welcome, there are some names on here, just a few. Well, I think there's a few I don't know. So I have been with pawTree nearly 4 years. And unlike Matt and Trisha, I've been in sales all my life, but that doesn't mean, that really doesn't mean anything, because I will tell you, the selling that I did versus the selling we do with pawTree, it's really like night and day. You muted me. Okay. just don't ever feel that, lack of sales experience or more sales experience. It's more about the experience that you gain here at Pottery, and that's what we're here to do, to help you. And there's so many tools. So anyway, that's who I am, and it is very exciting times right now. And I think, Trisha, do you want to start off with your, I guess the next, is it recognition, honey? Unmute.
Sorry, we've got a lot of background noise, so we're trying to mute ourselves too. You go ahead, Kathleen. Why don't you start and do some recognition, then we'll
okay. Well, I would love to do recognition. We had absolutely, my team, the name of my team is the Paw Stars, and the Paw Stars are under the 5-star team. We are a VP team, and we are growing very rapidly. We have a very strong team. We have a very committed group of teammates, and I could not be more complimentary to each and every one of them, because everyone works really hard, and that's what is so exciting about this business. And the hard work is starting to pay off. So I'd like to start out by telling you real quick the top 10 in new PV in March. We had an unbelievable March. I believe our sales were up 30% over any other month since we started. So that's a huge increase. And so let me just start off with Malachi Ray was top in new PV. Then we have Billy Jenkins, number 2, Jennifer Welch, number 3, Brooke Milby, number 4, Kim Miller, number 5, Natalie Schwartz, number 6, my team, number 7, Mary Ray, number 8, Tessie Henry, number 9, and Joanne, I hope I'm saying it right, Dykes, is number 10 in top in new PV. And of those, 9 of the 10 were over the $400 in new PV mark. So 9 of those 10 top new PV earners earned 35% on everything. So that's really, that is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Then I wanted to, I really want to give a shout out to we have 4 fast start stars of those, and that's Billy, Brooke, Natalie, and Tessie, and I want to congratulate you for that. Then we go to 15500. We had 2 stars that achieved 15500. That's Malachi Ray and Jennifer Welch. And if you remember, in order to have the 1, your Pet Pro has to be a Fast Start star, which means $100 minimum in new PV, their own Easy Ship, and an additional Paw Club or Easy Ship. That qualifies as a 1 when it comes to recruiting. As far as sponsoring, we had Marcy Smith sponsored 4 new Pet Pros. That is awesome. Marcy, way to go. Way to get your team going. Malachi Ray, Jennifer Welch, Pam Schuler, and Ellen Hogue each had 2 that they sponsored. And now the exciting part. We'll do the drum roll. Promotions. We had great promotions this month, in March. We had Malachi Ray, who triple promoted from Pet Pro to Senior Director. That's huge. I'm not sure too many have ever done that. I think there's a few in the company, but that's up in the record books. Billy Jenkins, she also promoted to Senior Pet Pro. Jennifer Welch, here's another one. Jennifer promoted to Director. She double promoted in March. Congratulations, Jennifer. That's awesome. And we also have Tessie Henry, who promoted to Senior Pet Pro. So huge congratulations to each and every one of you. It's so much hard work, your commitment. And, when I look at this, all of these folks are within 30 to 60 days of joining the company. And actually, I didn't really check the start dates, but some of them could even be less than 30 days. So that is a huge accomplishment, and we are so proud of you, and we're really excited to grow with you in the future. So with that, I'll turn it over to Tricia. I think that's it.
Okay, perfect. Yay, way to go, you guys. That's really, really inspiring. And so again, if you have questions, if you're a new pet pro and you're wondering, oh, how do they do that? Pipe up, ask, and we can cover some of those topics on tip of the day that we do each week and here on our training, because that's really exciting to be in a fast start period and have that much success right out of the gate. So
the other thing I love about it is it just goes to show, and Roger talked a lot about this in the past, but the point of trailblazing, it just shows that the trail has been blazed, and it's easier today than ever to be able to hit those titles and those promotions, make those bonuses, hit that 35%. So, and Kathleen's team is proof right there that people can do it and it is possible. So don't discount yourself. Don't count yourself short. It's easier than ever. Now is the time. So
awesome.
Congratulations, everybody. Well done.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll do the same, top and new PV from our team. And we're the same. The first 7 names that we read here are going to be 35% earners. So they got over 400 or more in new PV, got them that 35%. So Matt, you want to do it?
Yeah. So top in new PV, Elka and Brad Bostwick, Christy Arnold, Brittany Price, Andrea Mickelson, Samantha Rogers. Those last 3 were all part of 90 Marie's team. Let's see.
And Kathleen.
And then Kathleen Langsdale and Amber and Tom Sanders. So those were the top 7, like Tricia indicated, that earned 35. Well, that were top in new PV, but also had enough PV to earn 35% as well. And then these last 3 were our 30% earners, but also top in new PV. So Christina Paulus, Lacey Hoppa, and Shelly Windsor.
So yeah, top in new PV. Just make sure you emphasize that.
Top in new PV.
So
good job, everyone.
Way to go. We're super proud of everybody, whether you're on this list or not. I mean, we like to do a Wednesday shout out. So each Wednesday we shout out who's got new volume, and so look for your names on there too. These were the top of the team, but we like to highlight those that have volume each week. So look for your names on there, because all of you that are here, have done something in the last little bit. So we're proud of you. We're really proud of you. Okay, 15500. We have Elka and Brad Bostwick that got 210 1,000. Actually, they had 2. So that means they had 2 pet pros that were fast start stars. So 2 pet pros that got 100, as Kathleen said, 100 in new sales, 1 new Easy Ship customer. And so way to go, Elka and Brad, for sponsoring 2 people and getting the 15500. Or 210 1,000, and then Matt and I did. We were happy. We pulled it out of the last minute. We got
the 11th minute of the 11th hour.
Pretty much,
happened.
Yeah, but it happened. So we were happy about that. So sponsoring, we had Elka, who sponsored 3. We had Amber, Elka Bostwick, she did 3. Amber Sanders sponsored 2. Kathleen sponsored. We sponsored. Lindsay Wheat sponsored. Shannon Hendon, Dee Dee Martell, Danielle. How would you say her last name?
Racciati.
Kim Gillette and Beth Millman. So congrats to all of you who are sponsored and growing your teams. We're
proud of everybody.
For that. Yeah.
Yes, well done.
Awesome. And then last, we'll just cover promotions really, really quickly. You already saw one yesterday that we shouted on the Facebook page. It was a big one, a 2-star VP that Elka Bostwick and her team, they promoted to 2-star team, which is really, really exciting. And then Matt, drumroll. Should we let them know what happened?
3-star.
3-star. Yes, because of all of you. We always, yes, Melissa, thank you. I love seeing the cheers. Yes. Yeah, it's so exciting because really we can't emphasize this enough. It's a group effort.
It is a group effort.
It's not something that we can do on our own. And Kathleen's a big part of that, which means if you're on Kathleen's team, then you're a big part of that because it requires volume. It requires VPs. There's a lot that goes into it. So thank you everyone for helping us and supporting us and getting us there. And as Matt said, it's a great trailblazing. It shows that it can be done. And this was a goal from the beginning. We always wanted to be here. So it's really fun to be here and arrive, right?
From the very beginning, day 1, the entire first year, I have to admit that we, but mostly Tricia, sat in bed every night and stared at the comp plan every night. We just stared at it. And it seemed so daunting. to get to that. And Kathleen, yeah, she's shaking her head, did the
like
same thing.
100,000 in volume.
When you look at the
100,000.
numbers, it's very daunting. I mean, it's huge numbers and a lot of people and a big team. And we thought, oh man, this is going to take forever. And it feels like it did. But the point is, we did do it. We made it. We finally made it. And the other key to that we just mentioned is it's not a solo effort. No way could we have done that ourselves. It's all because of everyone on this call and several others who came together and are building teams of their own and doing incredible things. So thank you, everybody. And, for what it's worth, if 3-star is a goal of yours as well, focus on 3-star, but the most important promotion on your way to 3-star is the next promotion. So whatever's next, focus on that, get there, because step by step, you'll make it to 3-star too. And we can't wait for the day when that happens for everyone on this call. And
oh, cute. Barbara's saying thank you. Oh, you're so cute. We appreciate that. All these fun comments you guys are throwing in there. That's why we studied the comp plan, because it was always like, what do I need to do next? So I was looking at the 3-star, but it was like, okay, but right now I'm Pet Pro. So what do I need to do to be a senior Pet Pro? And I knew, okay, I've got a little bit of volume. I need a Pet Pro. Who's my Pet Pro? Who am I going to have? And Elko was our very, very first. Was she our first? I think she was our very, very first Pet Pro that I had a relationship with, that I became active and started working. That's really how I should phrase it, is she became my first working Pet Pro. And that was really, really exciting, because then she helped us get to, senior Pet Pro. And then from there, it's like, what's next? So anyway, we don't need to go more into that, but just know that I'm glad Matt brought that up, that the end in mind is ideal, but it's most important to focus on your next step. So,
and just to add one more thing, for those of you who saw the newsletter that I sent out late last night, early this morning, the way it started was a poem called "The Champion," and it talked about all the hard work and gut busting things that go into being a champion. But the real key to that is at the very end, when the champion, when the runner goes as far and as long as they can, at the very end, they go a little further. They do a little more. So keep that in mind as you're working your business. Whatever you can do is great, but add that little bit more. Become a champion, and again, you'll make it to 3-star too. And we're excited for that day for all of you.
Okay, so Kathleen, we're going to turn it over to you. She's going to talk about this month's promotions, like what's on the table, and it'll be brief, but we want you to pipe up. If you have any questions, this is where you get to jump in and ask away, and don't be shy. So Kathleen, why don't you take it away for a minute?
I'm glad to, but Matt, if you sent out a newsletter, I didn't get it. Okay, just saying.
Interesting. We'll have to look and see.
I'll go back and look. Yeah,
I didn't get it.
Anyway. She did.
Okay, I did not. Maybe
I'll go back and look. And
Kim's saying yes. It would have come from Team 5-star, and it may have gone to your promotion folder. So just look for an email.
Maybe check your spam or promotions, but I'll look and make sure that you are included.
Okay, or maybe resend it.
Either way, I'll get it to you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, let's talk about April. You know what? I love the wheel. I love the wheel, and we have the wheel again this month. The magic wheel, the weekly wheel. Only this month, I think it is everyone can get on the wheel this month. I don't know how many of you have looked at the sheet, but you should have got an email. You could download it. And so let me just review real quick. You get an entry for 100 to 199 in new PV, 3 entries for 200 to 399, 10 entries once you go over 400 in new PV up to 599. Then it goes on from there all the way up to 30 entries for 1200 new PV. Now, as I was reading this, well, let me finish, and then I'll go over the rules, because I had to review the rules, and I don't know if everybody did. It's a little different than we had last month. That's one way to get an entry in the weekly drawing. And what's the other way? To recruit and sponsor a new Pet Pro who becomes a fast start star. Remember, $100 in new PV and their own easy ship, and then one additional paw club that they sell. Now, that can total 100. It's not 100 plus those. It's just those are the qualifications, and the easy ship and their paw club can be included in the 100. I want to make that clear. You probably already know that, but anyway. So 2 ways to win, to get on the wheel. And I don't know who looked at the prizes, but boy, Roger has stepped it up this month. These are the kind of prizes I like. Not that the other ones weren't good, but I really like these. Hotel stay for 2 nights at pawFest. Whoop, whoop, who's going? Paw Tree roller bag. I know some people that have been wanting a roller bag. Pre-filled sample variety kit. 2 of them. 2 of them. That's $150 in volume. Airfare for 1 up to $300 to pawFest. Whoop, whoop, pawFest. We're going. Your choice of an original iFetch automatic ball launcher, either small or a large, and 150 in free products from the Pro Closet or Pro Shop. And another prize, 12 bags of treats. Okay, that's a new one. I'd never heard of that one. And 12 bags of treats, that's great for events that you're doing when you want to do any kind of a motivation to get people to buy, if you're an event, whatever. These are fabulous prizes. So how do you win on the wheel? That's the first thing. Every week, whatever you qualify for, that many tickets will be entered into the drawing. After the drawing, all those tickets are thrown away, unlike what they did before. However, the next week, let's say week 1, you had $100 in new PV, and you got 1 ticket in the drawing. The next Sunday night by 11:59 Central Standard Time, you have $200 in new PV. You will get 3 entries into the drawing. They do not accumulate, but wherever you are month to date, that following week, that's how many tickets you get in the drawing. And what they're doing is they're throwing them out. So let's say your first week you had 400 and you got 30 tickets or whatever it is. I think it's 30. No, I'm sorry, 10. If the following week you had $600, you don't get the 10 plus the 15. You just get the 15. It's a cumulative total of new PV, which entitles you to that many tickets in the drawing. And as far as the Fast Start Star, the way I see this, or the way I read it, if you have 1 Fast Start Star and you only had 1 for the whole month and you got them week 1, your name would be in there with 10 entries. The next week you'd still have 10. Each week you'd still have that 10 because that star would carry over. But if you had 2 Fast Start Stars, then you would end up with 20 tickets in once you hit that 2. I hope that makes sense to everyone. It was a little bit gray, but I think that I'm telling you correctly. Then there's another prize, there's another award, and that is for the iPad Mini or the Samsung Galaxy tablet, the 5-year anniversary. And to qualify for that, you have 5 personally enrolled Fast Start Stars within a month. And you also have to have 400 new PV yourself. Well, if you recruited 5 Fast Start Stars and they all bought the kit, right there, you have $500 in new PV. So you're already over that. And if I'm not mistaken, Tricia, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone who qualifies will get the iPad. It's not like 1 or 2. It's whomever qualifies will win the iPad. And I'd like to know who's in this group that says they're going to qualify. I bet there are a few people. I think there are some in this group that definitely will have a new iPad with the Pottery logo on it. Oh, here's another thing. The drawing is now going to be held on Tuesday morning. So don't be pulling that computer up on Facebook on Mondays. It's 2 o'clock on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, starting next week. And I'd love to know how many have tickets in already. A lot of people I can't see, but I'm sure we have quite a few. I know looking at my downline report, I see a few that have some tickets in there. So we're getting a jump on things. And that's all I have. Have I covered? I think I've covered it.
Yeah, that was so great. Really helpful because it even shed some light on some things I wasn't super clear on. I mean, if it helps all of you, you get this email at the very first. So yeah, April 1st, you'll always get an email with the month's campaign. And I always print it off. So I'll click on the campaign, I'll create the PDF or, find the PDF and print it off. It's really helpful to refer to. But yeah, see, Kathleen has it too. And I keep it in this special, if this is helpful, I think it's helpful to show because you can kind of see what we do. But I have this special binder here that has all of our sales sheets in it. So I've had all the sales sheets printed and they're in a little paper protector, clear plastic paper protector. And this is what I take with me everywhere I go so that when somebody asks, well, how much is your joint support? I refer to this. I don't act like I'm the expert and it's all up here because I want them to see that I'm not the expert in this, that I actually have to look and refer to my sales sheets. So
we are the expert, but we do have to refer to the sales sheets.
We are not. So yeah. I keep the month's promotion in there. I keep a comp plan in there, and I keep fast start information in here. It's really, really helpful to refer to. I feel like this is kind of our Bible, our Pottery Bible. But look, it's not super thick. It's easy to carry around and have. So I hope that helps. So Kathleen, thank you. Appreciate you covering that. Matt's going to talk really briefly about pawFest, and then I'm going to go into a little bit of training. It's very fast, I promise you. But get out a pen and paper. You're going to want a pen and paper for when I talk. So Matt, go ahead.
Oh, you're going to want a pen and paper for when I talk too. So, what's coming up? pawFest. You've heard us talk about it before, but we can't say it enough. We can't emphasize it enough. By the time July rolls around, you'll be sick of hearing about it from us.
No, you'll be excited. You'll be so excited. It's like a Christmas morning. Yes, you won't be able to sleep.
Okay. Yes. Hopefully you'll have taken what we have to say to heart. You'll have registered. You'll be as excited as we will be to get to Dallas and to meet everybody else and just partake of the good times that we're going to have there. So mark your calendars because this July, the 25th through the 28th, is pawFest 2019. And it'll be held in Dallas. But registration opens this month. So watch your emails in particular on April 8th, because that is when registration opens. Now, if any of you are thinking to yourself, now those of you who have been to pawFest know exactly what we're talking about. It is the single greatest investment that you can make in yourself and your business. And by far has the highest return on investment, because for $199, which is the early bird rate, you get so much more than you would get anywhere else. If you were to go to a Jack Canfield or any other professional development conference, usually those things are $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000. The charge to go to pawFest is $199. And like I said, it's the best thing you can do for you and your business. So if you're thinking, it's going to be a sacrifice, or, I just can't do it, rethink that. Because honestly, whatever you can do to get yourself there, you will thank yourself later on for what it will do for you personally and your business. So, and just as our challenge to you, our challenge as your upline is if you can get 10 one-line, people to pawFest, Trish and I will cover your pawFest registration. And we'll do that by reimbursing you at pawFest with cash in hand during our own little awards night when we do our team dinner. So again, that is if you can bring 10 people with you, 10 one-line people with you, we will cover your cost of your pawFest registration fee for you. So
yeah, just be thinking, have that on the radar, and we really want your input too. We're putting together a little panel. You'll see some polls that we put up on Facebook here over the next couple weeks, but we want your input. We're putting together a committee to help plan things. We have fun team t-shirts. I mean, who here is planning on going? Either put a little thumbs up in the comments, or raise your hand. I mean, I would love to see the comments blow up. So if you're coming, make a little comment here. We want to see, and
let us know if you'll be there.
We can count on.
I also sent, there's a link in the newsletter that I sent asking for ideas and feedback around the overall Showtime theme of things that we could do as a 5-star team around the Showtime theme. So if you've got thoughts or ideas or want to be part of that,
committee,
that party planning committee, send us an email, let us know.
Yeah,
We'd love your input.
We would love it. Not just like it, we would love it.
Love it.
Okay, so do you have a pen and paper? You guys ready to talk about, oh good, people are saying we're going to be there. Yes, going to try me. Good, really want to go. Love it. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Perfect. We really hope to have record-breaking 5-star team members and pawStars team members. So, okay, we are going, Marcy, me, love it. Okay. I'm going to talk really briefly about just dreaming, because we're starting Q2. So Q1 is done and over with of 2019. If you can believe that already, our first 3 months are done and in the books. So now's a great time to reevaluate. What are your goals? What are your hopes? And I've talked with a lot of new pet pros this last week, or pet pros with new team members. And they're, the number one question I get is, how can I get my pet pro into action? What can I do? I hear this often. How can I help my pet pros start? What can I do to get them excited? And even you might be in the slump of like, I'm kind of losing my steam, because it happens. I mean, this was our beginning of our business, ups and downs. So we've been there. So I think it's really important to get back to the roots of why you said yes to begin with. What was it that had you say yes to the opportunity of Pawtree? For us in particular, it was me in the beginning, as Matt said, and really it was me knowing that, okay, I might not have any sales experience, but I know I'm determined, and I know that I have some strengths that, sure, I'll give it a try. But really, I had some people at the beginning have some resistance against it and say, you're going to fail. I don't know why you're going to do this. And it wasn't maybe necessarily in those words, but pretty much like, I would not do this. And I very rarely does anyone have success. And that almost fueled my behavior. Like, if I quit, then they're all right. But if I keep going, I can prove them all wrong. I can show them that, no, you can have success at this. It just takes commitment. You just got to stick with it. So as you get down to the basics and focus on what is it that you really want, like what is it that's driving this behavior, that's what we really want you to establish. And as you talk to your new pet pros that you sponsor, find out what's driving them. And these are the key questions that I want you to think about. So there's quite a few. And I can, I'll go through them quickly, because we're over already on time. We like to keep this to 30 minutes, but this is really relevant because I'm hearing it a lot. It's not just once or twice. I'm hearing it from a lot of pet pros. So, oh, good. Yes, you're saying yes. Kathleen, you're hearing this too? Oh, good. You got it. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. So here are the questions. Okay. I want you to be thinking about this for yourself, and I want you to be asking your new pet pros, even if it's just a couple of these questions. What do you want to do with your life? These are life questions. What do you want to do? What do I want to have? So let's put the I in there. Then it will help you feel more accountable that it's for you. And then you can ask your pet pros the same things. So what do I want to do? What do I want to have? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to live? How many homes do I want? If I'm going too fast, let me know. Then I can go through the list again, make sure you got them all. So we left off with, how many homes do I want? How can I contribute? What do I expect to learn? Who do I want to be around? Sorry, background noise. Who do I want to be around? How much do I expect to earn? How much do I expect to earn? Commentary in the background. What will I do for fun? And then what else do I dream about? Now, what's really neat, the reason why I brought this up is because I was asked these same questions several years ago, and I filled them out right here. Do you see the red? You can kind of see the red handwriting. So I answered these questions. Matt and I did. What do I want to do? I want to get to 3-star. Guess what? I can check it off the list now. We're there. What do I want to have? 5 strong legs. Like meaning, 5 aces. We've called it aces before, 5 strong legs, check. We've been there. And savings. We want to have a savings account. Check. It's just really neat to go through this. I'm not going to go through each one, but it was really, really cool to go through this list and see what has come about, what has actually happened, what's transpired. And it's all because of pottery. God, it could make me cry to even say that out loud. That's really, really humbling. Because when you start, these are all dreams that you're just putting on paper and you're like, well, it'd be nice to get a new car, or it'd be nice to get out of debt, or it would be nice to quit my day job. I mean, whatever, fill in the blank, whatever it is you're looking for. It'd be nice to have a extra stream of income, another residual income. And so these are things, if you really put some thought and effort into it, and then you put it on paper and you visualize it and you really take some time to think about what's happening, it will happen. It might not be tomorrow and it might not be next week. I mean, it took Matt and I 5 years to get to where we are right now, but it happened. And it really is cool. There's just a few things on here that we haven't quite met yet, but I have no doubt that we will, because so far we can check off 80% of these goals. And really it's because how much do I expect to earn? That number is pretty big. So that's one of them. But we're traveling, we're paying cash for things. We paid off our cars, we're shooting for all these things, and it's happening. So just know that pottery can be the vehicle. It's just, you have to dare to dream and you have to write these things down. It's just so critical, and really encourage your new team members to do the same. That's why I wanted you to write down the questions and ask them and find out what it is. So does that help? Send them in an email? Yes, I could send them in an email. Did everybody, you want me to repeat them really quickly? Would you like, or do you feel like you got them? Give me thumbs up if you feel like you got them. Okay, good. So yes, Katie, I will put them in an email for you. But any questions on that, or anything I can help elaborate on, and then we'll do the drawing. If so, now's the time to take yourself off mute. It could be a question about anything that we covered tonight. Going once.
The only thing I would add is, if you've read the poem that I sent in the newsletter, awesome. Thank you. If you haven't, I would encourage you to go back and read it, because I feel like it goes right along with this. The very last line says, but the champion does his best and then he does a little more. I mentioned that earlier, but seriously, do the best you can. That's all there is to it. And then when you feel like you've done your best, do just a little more, and that will be the difference between being successful and being a champion.
So with that, yeah, let's do the drawing. And we really appreciate you being here tonight. I mean, this is a great group of folks, and we hope that each month it just gets bigger and bigger. So really encourage your teams to be here. We hope the information is relevant. If there's ever anything you want to see focused on or talk more elaborate, be more elaborate on, then let us know.
So what are we drawing for?
Oh, yeah, what are we drawing for? So we like to give choices. Okay. Oh, 2 things I forgot to mention too. So for those that were part of the pop-up challenge, the Met pop-up challenge #1, our call, you already received an email. So this isn't for everybody. It's just those that got the email. Our call will be Tuesday, and we will announce who our 3 winners were for the Bark Week. Okay. So if those words mean anything to you, you know what I'm talking about, but I wanted to just let you know, because we're waiting to verify to make sure the sales are good. You know how that goes from home office standards. So, okay, let's do this.
So what are our choices?
Oh, choices. Yes.
Pottery gift card.
Or you can choose or we will send you a book. It's called Girl Wash Your Face. Have you heard of that before? So you can choose. Matt hadn't, but it's great. It's basically like get over yourself and get busy. So I've had a lot of people say you need to read this book. So
maybe I should read it.
Anyway, yeah, Girl Wash Your Face or a pottery gift card. So $15 gift card or the book. So you ready? I keep drawing a name and then I take it out. I drop it. So here we go. All right. Here's our lucky winner.
Winner is
Melissa
Blair.
Melissa Blair.
Yay.
Yes. Can you see the name?
Yay. Wow.
Congratulations.
You bet. What do you want? Do you want the gift card or do you want the book?
I actually am reading the book right now on my
Yay.
Kindle. So
The
I'll
gift
have
card
the
it
gift
is.
card.
You got it. I will send it
Perfect.
to you. I'll send it via Messenger, so you'll have it and can use it anytime. So.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay,
Thank
well,
you.
Thank you. Yeah, you bet. So glad you were here. And thank you, everybody. Again,
Thank
we
you.
know you have choices and life's busy, so we appreciate you being here and hope to see you next month. And of course, register for pawFest. There might be some pop-up challenges.
April
with that
8th.
too. So
Watch for it.
watch for those. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening.
Good night.
We'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.